Hi, my name is Elizabeth. If you've been following me, I swear this is the last video I'm doing today. Um, and if you just found this because, hopping through YouTube or maybe you looked it up, nice to meet you. Today I want to talk about something that's actually very personal to me, which is anxiety. I have struggled with anxiety my entire life. I personally have severe social anxiety. I had gotten to the point where I could not make a phone call, even to a friend. I could not talk to strangers, bank tellers, people like for ordering food would not happen. Um, Anxiety disorder is basically just an umbrella term for anything that has the anxiety symptoms. Post-traumatic stress disorder is another one that a lot of people seem to know, which tends to happen after a traumatic event. Go figure. Soldiers have it, people who just had an accident, a death in the family, stuff like that. Um, the symptoms tend to be racing heart, sweaty palms, nausea, tunnel vision, sense of doom. Sense of doom is a big one, which is your fight or flight instinct kind of acting up, as well as a potential symptom is to have anxious thoughts such as thinking I'm gonna get on the train, something horrible, it's gonna crash, something horrible is gonna happen. Um, with me personally, it got confused with depression a lot. So I was put on antidepressants, which didn't help. They actually made things worse because I have anxiety. Um, if you or you know somebody who has anxiety, it's intense. It's not one of those things that just blows over. Also, you need to understand that anxiety is totally, for the most part, anxiety is a total normal thing. If you have anxiety because you have a test tomorrow, or you're starting a new school, a new job, that is normal anxiety. Just because you feel that does not mean you have a disorder, does not mean that you need to go to therapy or get medicated. I'm going to point that out first. But if you wake up and you suddenly have this anxiety attack, which is what I was doing, that's when you need to go talk to somebody. For the most part, you could go to a therapist. Almost all of them will be able to help you. There are specialists for particularly anxiety disorders. If you're not really sure where to start, you can always go talk to your doctor or your insurance company, and they'll send you a list of um, therapy therapists that they know of that accept their insurance. Doctors maybe know a couple people in the field, but for the most part, you may be on your own trying to find people. Um, Please do not jump into medication. Do not. Personally, I needed medication. Mine was a chemical imbalance. I had several of the symptoms, but I did not have the thoughts that went along with it. I usually was the person who, I'm having a full-blown anxiety attack on the train, but I'm thinking, why am I doing this? I'm fine. I take the train all the time. This is stupid. So I could have gone through a million years of therapy and it wouldn't have really helped me. If you do have the thoughts that kind of go along with it, you just constantly are thinking something bad's gonna happen, that is, you need therapy. And I know that some people see that as an insult, which is really stupid, but if you're having those kinds of thoughts, you need to go talk to somebody and they will help you. That is what they're trained to do. Cognitive therapy, which is like a big buzzword for everyone because it makes them think they know what they're talking about, is basically just talking about how you think. So it basically is they're gonna figure out, hey, these are the type of thoughts you're having. You have them at this often. Let's find out why. Did something happen, or do you watch a lot of news? Do you and stuff like that. So I really, really recommend talking to somebody if those are the kinds of feelings you're having. Also, start with other forms of treatment aside from medication. A lot of people try to just jump right into that kind of thing, which is really bad because if it isn't chemical, it can make everything so much worse. Trust me, I know. I was put on Prozac and Zoloft and an antipsychosis, and it was horrible. Prozac made me violent, Zoloft made me a zombie, and the antipsychosis made me hallucinate because I'm not a schizophrenic. So, yeah. Um, Different types of therapy that are really, really good if you have anxiety. Meditation. And I'm not saying go to a church and pray. If you're not religious, just meditate. Yoga, it's great. It helps you calm yourself. It teaches you how to breathe. It's good. Art therapy, really good. I know in the South Jersey area, it's called Say It with Clay, but they work, I think, more with handicapped children. But you can still go to art studios, or there are therapists that specialize in art therapy, and that's from drawing, painting, working with clay, and art is very, very therapeutic. Even if you're not amazing at art and you're not the next Monet, it doesn't matter. It's very, very good to slow down and focus on one thing instead of everything. Other things that may help are counting, either 1 to 10 or 10 down to 1, and slowly, so 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, and so on. Deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and the little hand motion of like that helps me for some reason. Essential oils, lavender, eucalyptus, really are nice. You can usually find a couple sprigs in gardening stores. Sometimes like places like Wegmans will have them, maybe, or they'll have the oil, and you can put them in your bath, and like the steam and everything will help release it. Which, you come home from work, or maybe in the morning before you go to work, you take a shower, and you have the oils, and they do help with relaxing. Therapy is very, very important, though. It's good for you, I promise. It can help. And even if it does come to medication, because I'm not saying to be afraid of it, I'm not saying to avoid it, because it can make all the difference in the world. It could really help you. For me, it was like somebody flipped a switch, and now I can talk to people. I can do things without feeling like the world is going to implode. So, talk to a doctor. Talk to a therapist, mostly. They're professionals. They'll be able to really see, is it anxiety? Is it depression? Is there something else going on? And they'll be able to help you. Most insurances will cover therapies. A lot of the time it is, they'll cover one but not the other. They'll only cover so many sessions. But that's when you talk to your therapist, and maybe you can work something out. Maybe they know somebody who will be able to provide more for you. It may be a bit of work, but it's not worth waking up and living every day in that kind of state. It's not. You deserve better. Or your friend or your family member deserve better. Like I said, start with cognitive therapy, other forms of therapy, before just jumping into medication. But if these therapies aren't working, and I mean after a month or 2 months of trying and not really feeling like you're getting better or that you're making any progress, maybe broach the subject of medication with your doctor. There are several medications out there that are for anxiety, so it's not going to be like, here's a little magic pill, this will make all your dreams come true. That's not how it works. It sucks, but that's how it works. So you may, if the therapies aren't working, you'll have to go to the medication. You may have to mess around with what medication, what percentage. Um, but you need to know that you're not alone. And that for the most part, everything is okay. I mean, if it's social anxiety, people all have their own agendas. They're all thinking about their own lives, their own friends, their own family. They have everything else going on. Yeah, if you trip, somebody may snicker, but guess what? End of the day, they're not thinking about it. They're not thinking about, oh, that guy who tripped, ha ha ha. You know, that's okay. If you're worried about taking trains or planes, thinking, yes, the news makes it sound bad, but how many trips does these trains make every single day, every week, every month? And think rationally. If you don't really have the thoughts that accompany it, but you have something else going on, cognitive therapy can be helpful. Maybe there's something that you're not really realizing is triggering this. But anxiety isn't something that you have to live with. It's something that you can take care of. If you or somebody you know has anxiety, get them to talk to somebody. Please. Because I know what it feels like to be trapped in your own body, feeling like the world is going to end because you got out of bed wrong. So, thanks, and I wish you the best of luck. Stay beautiful.